Okay, in this video we're going to take a look at how we use the combo box. So the first thing I'm going to do is drag the combo box control onto my form, and hopefully you'll see it's pretty similar to working with the list box from the previous video. So first thing is you can add items in the usual way. If you scroll down to the bottom of the properties window, you'll see that there are items there, and we can just press the ellipsis there and type in some values. Press OK. And that puts the value straight into the box, and if I just play that, just bring that back into view for you. Here we go, we can see that we've got those values into the combo box. So it's very easy to do things like that. We can add things via code. I'm just going to quickly put a button on there. Again, I'm just going to change the text to add by code. Just double click that to automatically add a click event. Again, obviously you'd usually put the name of your event in here, but because we're just doing this for a demonstration, I'll leave it as it is. And what I'm going to do in there is just put the combo box name, which I haven't renamed, so it's just going to be combo box 1 dot. I've got a list of properties again, and what I'm looking for is items, exactly the same as a list box, dot add, and I can just pass in the item that I want. So I'm just going to put D in there. Okay, so that should hopefully add one more item. Let's just run that through and see. So press my button, my event fires, it's going to run this button one click, and if I just run that, let's see if we've got D in that list. There it is. You might wonder what happens if we press it again. If we do, we can just see that we get that item in that list twice. In the same way as we looked at previously, you can also pass an array to that. So let's just demonstrate that. I'm just going to put this in the same piece of code here. So let's just make a set of strings. So string, let's call that items, and I'm just going to again use the shorthand way of doing this. So just use my curly braces here, and I'm going to pass E, I'm going to pass F and G to that. Okay, so nice and straightforward. And all I need to do to add that to my list is go combo box 1 dot items. If you remember last time we got add range, so if we pass that straight in, we can pass our list of items to that, and that's pretty much it, to be honest. So if we run that through, let's take a look at that working. Let's just bring that into view for you. Press my add by code button, and you can see that my array has been added. We're now going to add a button that's going to tell us which item they've selected. So I'm just going to add another button now, just stretch that out a bit. I'm just going to scroll down there, change the text to find item by, sorry, we're not going to find the item, so view item index. Got to give it something more meaningful, so there we go. I'm just going to double click on that to automatically create a event handler for that. And in here, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to say combo box 1 dot selected, and we should have, if we look down this list, selected item and selected index. We're going to just look for the index first of all. I'm just going to make that into a string, and just for simplicity I'm just going to put this into a message box. So let's pop a message box statement into there. I'm just going to pass this into this middle part. Okay, so that's it in. Let's run that through. We've got our items, so let's choose A. Let's have a look at the index. You can see we're in index 0. Let's pick C, which should give us our second index. And there you go, that works just fine. So the only other thing you might want to do is get the actual value out of there. So let's just put a button to do that. So go and grab yourself a button. I'm just going to drag that one a bit bigger again. And in the text there, so view selected, or let's just say view item, what should we say, view item text, let's just say that. Okay, and what I'm going to do here is just double click, add an event handler again. I'm just going to put in my message box because we're going to do exactly the same bit of code as before, but I'm going to pass that my combo box 1 dot selected, and we can see there we've got selected item. We've also got selected text. We could use that as well. I'm going to use selected item, and I'm just going to convert that to a string, because later on we might not just have sort of text items in there. We might want to pass it other things to display, so we will come back to selected item later, but for this video let's just take a look at what we get. Let's bring that back into view. If we select B, we can see there that B is now displayed. So working with a combo box is very, very similar to working with a list box, and really when you're designing your user interface you just need to choose which one is most suitable for collecting the input. Obviously the combo box here is going to be smaller and allow the user to sort of open up that list, whereas your list you've got the whole set of data visible. So really just need to pick depending on what you're trying to achieve.